hello. And there we go. Now we should be looking at the correct screen. Welcome back to me streaming some Blood Bowl 3 from the OCC seeding tournament, match day 7 still. And we are hoping to catch a game by Emilius and his Children of Darkness, Dark Elf team, against Lehman X Russ and his Heisemer Boyz, an Orc team. They should be going live. They were scheduled to go live at 16:00 UTC. So far, they haven't. So we'll be taking a little bit of a look at the two teams, starting with the Children of Darkness. So, Dark Elf team, 2 rerolls, an Apothecary. He has all 4 Blitzers. One of the Blitzers, unfortunately, has taken a niggling serious injury. So he'll probably get replaced at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if he, considering that there's only a couple of matches left, I wouldn't be too surprised if he decides to random him a skill. Maybe even for this game, so that could be a change. He has a Blitzer that has got no dodge, just chosen, not randomed. He's got a Blitzer who could random a skill, but he doesn't have an injury, so doubt he will. And then he has the Star Blitzer, I guess, who's got dodge and stripple, both of which are chosen skills. I generally I don't not a lot of people, I feel, value strip ball, especially on a Dark Elf Blitzer, that highly, to take it as the second skill on and that's on your best developed Blitzer. But I can see it in the sort of strip ball as a skill. I feel is it's better the sooner you get it, right? Because generally speaking, there's going to be less sure hands when people don't have that many developed players yet. So I can get the logic behind strip ball, but personally, probably would have gone for something like tackle instead, because it's more universally applicable, I feel, than strip ball. But not a bad choice. He does have a runner. Unfortunately, the runner has taken a serious injury last match, apparently, and he will be missing this current game. He's probably going to get recycled, considering he only has the 1 SPP once the treasury allows. The Witch Elf has 0 SPP, has not gotten herself any skills. We have a lineman who's also got a serious injury. That's a lot of niggles on this Dark Elf team, so they've been having it a little rough, if nothing else. Wrestle as a chosen skill. I do definitely like to have Wrestle on Dark Elf lineman, and not a bad skill choice to take. Another Dark Elf lineman who's chosen the dodge, which is like the other one. There's obviously arguments to be made whether block or wrestle, but I genuinely, I think I'm starting to lean more towards wrestle over block when it comes to Dark Elf lineman. Personally, he could random a skill on the Dark Elf lineman, but I doubt he will. Another Dark Elf lineman, no SPP, serious injury on him. Damn. And then Dark Elf lineman with 2 SPP, and Dark Elf lineman with 0 SPP, and another Witch Elf with 4 SPP this time, but no, he's not going to be randoming a skill on the Witch Elf. So having both of the Witch Elves is good. Having both of the Witch Elves be entirely injury-free is also very good. I would imagine that Sarah, the Witch Elf here, is probably a new addition to the team. Because Witch Elves are useful pieces straight out of the gate, just because they come with frenzy, jump up, and dodge. So not bad to invest in them, and the earlier you get them blocked, the better it is, right? But yeah, that's a lot of niggling injuries on mostly, thankfully, at least on the linemen, but definitely not something you wish to see. Let's see. Let's go and see if they are. Yes, they have gone live. So we'll not be taking a look at the Heisemer Boyz team there, and we are. So let's see. Can we check anywhere who actually won? I don't think we can. It would have been interesting to know what like who actually won. There's nothing on the pitch surface. So the Children of Darkness got some inducements, which manifests itself in a singular Bloodweiser Babe. I don't think there's anything else that they got. Nothing that I can see. Let's check if there's any star players on the field. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright. I would, like, my guess is that the Orcs won the coin toss, and they decided to kick it to the Elves. Yeah, that is my guess on what happened with that. But because I feel that if the Elves had won it, like, I think it would have probably been better for them. To kick rather than receive. But I mean, I don't really know either of these coaches. Like, I've played Lehman X Russ once a long time ago in OCC. So I can't really authoritatively say like how they play the game for either of these coaches. But yeah, this is one of the things that I personally struggle with the most when I play Dark Elves, is that, well, the Orc player has put a troll and 2 biggins next to the troll. What am I going to do about that? I mean, thankfully they don't have guard at this moment, but like when the troll gets guard and when both of these two asses have guard, what am I going to do about that as a Dark Elf? Like, especially with these guys in like over here. Like, am I going to do a 1-die blitz on this guy and hopefully get at least a push so that I can then take, like, I don't know, a 2, like a 1-die against the Black Orc. Like, alright, brilliant coaching. The Heisemers rolled a 4 and the Children rolled a 3. So Heisemers got themselves a reroll. And I mean, that just seems a little mean of the game to give the like, the Dark Elves, I think, are the underdog here, quite clearly. Alright, you won the toss. Welcome, Lehman Russ, to the spectating. Though hopefully you won't get too distracted by listening to me just prattle on and watching. But yeah, makes sense. I figured that, like, if you win the coin toss as an Orc, you would certainly do that. Okay, so he does go for that blitz. Takes down the blitzer. Does not follow up. Makes sense. Dodges away. Makes sense. And doing it with the blitzer who has dodge means that there's the least likely chance of failure. Maneuvers himself a little bit. The thing is that, like, that blitz on that blitzer there, like, it doesn't really open anything up for him, does it? Like, if he had managed to remove the Orc, sure, helpful, and like, he definitely still had, like, as an elf, he definitely still has the time to be taking at least a couple turns to just try and maybe get a random KO or an injury somewhere against the Orcs to make his job a little easier. But, like, the Orcs are gonna generally win that sniping competition because, well, the Orcs have a player that has Mighty Blow, and they also have the higher armor values. And okay, Witch Elf goes to the back. This is the Witch Elf that has some SPP, so she is probably gonna be the elf that he would want to score with, just to get herself that level, like, guaranteed level up, assuming she survives the game. But yeah, because of the state of the two teams, the Orc team has developed pretty nicely in the sense that, like, he's got Frenzy Mighty Blow Blitzer. I mean, I wonder, Lehman, if you, I mean, obviously don't want to distract you from the game, but did you pick Frenzy or did you random Frenzy? Like, I imagine that those are 2 picked skills, which is interesting because, like, one would think that maybe Tackle would have been better than Frenzy. Like, Frenzy is often called the poor man's version of Tackle. So, and, like, having a Frenzy piece in your team, like, especially when it comes to play on the sidelines, does give you just that little bit of extra threat. So I do like the idea of frenzy on an Orc Blitzer. So not a bad choice, but it's not a choice that I see very often taken. So the Orcs predictably took their sniping shot at the line elf, who was left kind of by himself there. Managed to stun. Again, like, so far won the engagement with the elves, considering the elves only managed to take down and no armor break, which is, yeah, not surprising at all. The real question is, like, he withdrew with the blitzer that made the blitz. So, and I think he's just essentially consolidating his current formation and letting that be that, yeah. So, interestingly, the Orcs are not hankering to go into full contact with the Dark Elves. Obviously, doing that bears some risks, such as going out of position, like getting out of position, and then, like, they get free hits, and if you give your opponent hits, they will eventually find a chink in the armor, like, just by statistical probability they will. So, and I mean, yeah, if he doesn't lose any ground, then there is very little reason for him to go forward. Alright, so the blitz is there, takes down the big unblocker with a different blitzer this time. No armor break, brings the blitzer back a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna assume... Okay, so the Dark Elves are shifting slightly to the right here. And with the big unblocker, like, having been taken down where he got taken down, that means that that big unblocker will most likely still be in contact with some Dark Elf players on the Dark Elf player's next turn, on the assumption that the big unblocker doesn't try to make a 4+ dodge away, which is both unorky and you know, a little bit of a gamble. But nope. All right, the big un has been lifted up. Doubt that he's going to be dodging away. Nope. All right, big un from the left side goes to apply pressure on the left flank. Makes sense. Thrower moves forward. Orc lineman who has... Is that shadowing? That is indeed shadowing. I fully believe that is a random skill. And the Orc lineman also has a serious injury on him. Alright, so he's applying surprising amounts of pressure onto the left flank there. He moves in a big unblocker from the middle. The troll decides to be a dum-dum. I wouldn't go trying re-rolling that. Like, it's by no means is it like a catastrophe if he's gonna be a dumb. Like, he has the players to still block that up more than well. Biggin goes, so Biggin takes the blitz, only gets a push. I don't think he follows that up. Yeah, like, just like I get why you would want to. But especially with the troll going stupid, I think that was the correct call to make. So, yeah, the Dark Elves have now been contacted, I guess, like brought to contact, and obviously they will get hits. They will get hits on the Orcs, but those hits, like, with the strength 4 and no guard for the Dark Elves, like, at the moment, the best he can do against, like, any of those biggins is a 1-die. And, like, so, and obviously, like, the biggins that he does have, like, some of them do have block, so even though the Dark Elf has block, it's not that, like, the 1-die are probably not going to be as effective as he might hope. Like, or there's a risk that he'll just be now stuck next to the next to the big burly orc because he rolled them both down and neither side actually goes down. So it'll be interesting to see where exactly the Dark Elves are going to maneuver from here. I could see them trying to disentangle themselves from the right and like try to punch through the left, as they are in contact over there as well, and it's probably easier for them to get assists that way. But no, he goes for the one die. Okay, he goes for the one die blitz on the blitzer on the corner there. Okay, and he does manage to take him down. Yeah, that was one of the options. I think he's gonna now surge forward and just essentially establish, like, hopefully establish a good screen behind the orc line there. Yep, he is surging forward. He's definitely going to be making some dodges in the meanwhile, and I wouldn't be surprised if he then, like, brings the lads who are on the left there. He's going to bring them over to tag the orcs as well. The frenzy. Now, where's the frenzy blitz? The frenzy blitzer is in the middle there, so he can definitely be a threat if the dark, like, if Emilius is not careful here. Okay, so instead of dodging away here, he is gonna go for the 2-die, and that is a push, which is, yep, he has to follow that up because he does not want this big unblocker to be free, and like that push was not a great result for him. Now here's the question. Here's an interesting question. With that being said, okay, he does dodge, which means that he is gonna go for the for the 1-die here. I doubt that he's gonna do that immediately. I would imagine that this Blodge Blitzer is gonna move before that happens. But on the flip side, if he does make the block first, then okay, he's instead dodging. I don't get that move. Like, obviously you want to dodge away from the big unblocker that's holding you there. Alright, can we see a successful shadowing from the movement 5 orc? No, we couldn't. That the universe is as it should be. Yep, he went for it. Okay. Well, both down there is not the worst 1-die result that he could have, because, like, with this big unblocker gotten down, it does mean that he will have to, like, this big unblocker cannot be freed without using up a blitz for it. So, like, the both down was not the worst. Without using up a blitz for it. And apologies for that if anybody heard that. I don't know why the audio just suddenly inverted itself. But yeah, the still, like, I'm personally maybe more of a cautious player than Emilius is. Also, definitely would have brought this lineman into contact with this big unblocker here, so that he wouldn't be free to move him around. But yeah, I think I would have moved the Blodge Blitzer, like, just so that, you know, because now, like, he will get a 1-die now. Like, this Blodge Blitzer would have needed to make, like, a GFI, but just he probably, hold on, especially with this guy. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he gets a 2-die because, yeah, ooh, that's not good. Yeah, it takes the both down there because he's got block and the Witch Elf doesn't. No armor break on the Witch Elf. Bad scatter for the Dark Elves. Kind of an unfortunate scatter for the Dark Elves. The Orcs can get at least one more tackle zone in there. And then the Dark Elves they'll need to rely on, like, 1 dice at best, and this situation has suddenly gone from shaky to not great for the Dark Elves. Yeah, like, again, like, this guy definitely should have gotten tagged by the wrestle lineman, I think. Yep, the Witch Elf is getting tagged. This guy probably moves over here to get another tackle zone on the ball. Like, Elven Agility is good, but Elven Agility probably still doesn't pick up the ball when there's 3 tackle zones on it. So we have the shadowing line orc goes and tags the line elf over to the left. Did the thrower not move at all? Like, did he just stay there as he was? Did I miss that? But yeah, it is the dark elf turn now, and well, he can get a 1-die. He can get a 1-die over there. Like, there's not 3 tackle zones on the ball, which makes the situation easier for him than what I suspected the situation would be. So he won't have block, and the opposing player will, but he can get a 1-die on this big un blocker with this lineman. Okay, he moves there, which cancels out this big gun blocker, which means that now he gets a 1-die on this big gun blocker with block. I mean, okay. Okay, he goes for the 2-die there, takes down the big gun. That helps, which means that he can pick up this lineman, which allows the blitzer here in the corner to get a 2-die on the big gun blocker here. And then, especially if he takes that down, that really helps in unraveling the situation, yeah. Still not the greatest of situations. Still definitely not the greatest of situations. Down he goes, yep. Follows that up, yep. That means that he gets a 2-die, and yep, the blitzer goes down. Which means that he can. But here's the problem. If he picks up the Witch Elf, then he's not gonna score, and the Witch Elf is gonna be in direct way of the other Witch Elf getting out. Okay, so he goes for the blitz, rolls double skulls, so that's definitely getting rerolled, and down he goes. Okay. So now what does he do? Because he's not scoring with this Witch Elf. I think what he does is he brings this Witch Elf. Nope, he goes for the pickup and he rolls a 1. And he uses a team reroll and he rolls a 1 again. Oh, that is ooh, the dice are not being nice to the Dark Elves. That is, so that's both of his rerolls gone in 1 turn, and he didn't manage to actually pick up the ball, which is now next to the sideline. He's got multiple players still in contact with the Orcs, and they're probably gonna get themselves blocked down. And I'm fairly certain that he can, like, he's gonna get at least some tackle zones on the ball. And this does also give the Orcs, like, obviously they're gonna pick up their lads, and then they can bring in reinforcements from the middle of the field. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder why he went for the pickup there, like with the Witch Elf in specifically. Because, like, personally, I figured that, okay, he's gonna move this Witch Elf that did the blitz. He's gonna move her over, like, here to tag this blitzer. And then he could go for the pickup with the lineman and hand off to this Witch Elf. And that's a double pow on the Witch Elf by the Mighty Blow Frenzy Blitzer there. Little surprised like genuinely a little surprised that he went for that block, but that does free up like the Mighty Blow Blitzer. Down she goes, and that's a KO. Not the worst. Definitely shouldn't use the apple there, yeah. But that does mean, yeah, he's gonna move that blitzer there. Then he's gonna take the blitz with the Mighty Blow. Obviously, pick up the blitzer in the middle there. Yep, there he goes. Onto the Witch Elf. Doesn't take him down. I would probably, yeah, probably using a team reroll heal. Still doesn't take her down, but will definitely manage to push her away. Is he gonna follow that up? He is gonna follow that up. He is thinking about the situation of like forcing her against the sideline. And then potentially, surfing. But now with the situation currently being what it is, this blitzer with the strip ball dodge has a 2-die on the Mighty Blow Blitzer now, and he can definitely push him onto the ball. And the real question is, what's the bounce gonna be like? But, like, the Dark Elf team is definitely in a pinch at the moment. They are up against the sideline. They are surrounded on all sides by Orcs. And, they don't really have a lot of space to maneuver. Alright, so he immediately goes for that 2-die, which makes sense. Takes down the Blitzer. Stays put. Bounces, ball goes out. And gets thrown in the middle there, which doesn't do him any favors, I think. Maybe it does. I mean, this way. Yeah, he goes for that. The Witch Elf. Yeah, he might be able to unravel things now. You definitely should dodge the Witch Elf out first. The real question is, where does the Witch Elf go? I think the Witch Elf doesn't try to go for the ball. Because, like, one, if he fails the GFI, that's going to be tragic. And two, yeah, I think that's what he needed to do. So that he can get a 2-die. Yep, okay, push is good enough. He doesn't follow that up. Yep. That helps out. I think what he should do next is he should take the Dark Elf lineman that's next to the Shadowing line Orc and bring him over next to the thrower. That way he can get a 2-die. He can get a 2-die with the Blitzer there onto the thrower, and if he manages to take down the thrower, he can follow that up, and then he gains an like that helps out his position, I think, pretty good. This Blitzer is gonna do absolutely nothing because he's in a pretty decent place to get in the way. Okay, he goes for the pickup. He makes the pickup. All right. It is now on a blodging Blitzer, which is good because again the Orcs do not have any tackle. So he goes into the center there. Okay. So what does he do now? I think this wrestle lineman takes a 1-die block against this biggin. Yeah. Oh, he went for he went in with the Blitzer rather than the wrestle guy, and he followed that up. Not sure I would have followed that up there because like had he stayed there, okay, he goes for the 1-die over there as well. Okay, pushes him onto the lineman who now he got the lineman free over there. Yeah, so he's now free, and he's gonna go essentially to block the way of the thrower. Definitely would have gone into should have gone into contact with the thrower there, I think. Like instead of hovering like as a screen, because there's no one else that's screening. Like this doesn't help at all. Like the thrower can now just like walk over here and then assuming that this Blitzer, like the Frenzy Mighty Blow Blitzer, gets freed, the Frenzy Mighty Blow Blitzer can get a 2-die on the ball carrier. Like, I think this Dark Elf lineman should have definitely tagged the thrower here. Because, like, it's just, I get that as an elf team, you generally don't want to go, yep, and down he goes to the big unblock, which frees up both the troll and the blitzer there. So, I mean, again, it wasn't the greatest sort of like defense anyway, even if you do tag the thrower, because like the troll could always just like move there for the additional assist, but like the troll could fail at least, like could go stupid even with the help of a teammate. So yeah, the troll moves over. Yeah, now the troll can now tag both of those because the thrower is free, so the thrower can now be the assist. So the troll doesn't need to be there for the extra assist as well. But yeah, okay, he's going for the GFIs. Yep, he's going for the GFIs. Okay. I mean, makes sense. He's got 3 rerolls still. It is his turn 5. Like not very danger, like not in a great danger of a catastrophic failure there. And here goes the blitz. Does need to make a GFI for it. All right. He needs to take the push there. Yep. Let's see if poor man's tackle pays off. Does not. He does have a reroll. I think he's gonna go for it. Yep. Still doesn't work out. Yep. As I said, the frenzy was an interesting choice, and it does work as poor man's tackle, but unfortunately this time, clearly the Dark Elf Blitzer's Silcher's Ruin was not at all concerned about the proletariat, trying to bring him down. So yeah, thrower now gets a free move over there, which means that he still gets a 2-die with the Orc lineman. Like, yeah. And that's a double skull. Okay, so forcing another reroll out of the Orcs, and still not going down. And that's actually better for the Dark Elves, because now he's actually in scoring range. All right, 2-die against the Witch Elf with the big one. Doesn't take her down. Only gets a push. Follows that up. Makes sense. Only gets 1-die. Nope, he can get a 2-die against this Blitzer over here with his own Blitzer. So yeah, that was 8 sets, like 4 sets of 2+. Oh, he went for the dodges. Okay. I mean, it's not like elves have a monopoly on dodging, I guess, but that was pretty interesting. Yeah. All right. So what are the elves gonna do? Because like with this Blitzer here, that's actually pretty darn annoying. And I think the answer is that this Dark Elf lineman moves there to assist. And then he probably has to do a 2+ dodge with this Dark Elf lineman. Like against Veruca Yellow Eyes. Hopefully, he takes him down. No, he dodges an assist there. Okay. And does also block the way for the Dark Elf lineman. Well, not really. Like, he can go there because, like, he's covering all of that. But he instead decides to go for that one, which, yeah, I mean, the direction of that block is better, but he didn't have wrestle on that piece, and he doesn't have a reroll available, so, does then easily now free up. Alright, does the shadowing of the movement 5 line orc work against the Dark Elf Blitzer? No, it doesn't. Massive surprise. Definitely, I feel that he should have picked up this blitzer before he even made the dodge, because I think this blitzer's job is literally just to hold, like, hold this guy. Because, like, even if, like, yeah, sure, he can't actually blitz the target, but, like, 2 GFIs and he's next to the blitzer, and that's just another die roll for the Dark Elves that they could fail. Right. Alright, so he picks up the blitzer there now. And now it's essentially a case of, like, okay, where are you gonna dodge to gain something? And I think the answer is, yep, he's gonna dodge that lineman over there. Why does he now go... Why is he now tagging the thrower? Like, how does that help? He's making GFIs to get in the way. Like, I don't get. Yeah, that move makes sense. Like, genuinely, I figured that he was gonna go, like, which elf is gonna dodge over here to give himself an assist on the big end blocker that the wrestle guy is gonna block down, and that frees up, like, the blitzer naturally. And I mean, if he was already doing those sorts of dodges, definitely would have dodged, like, this blitzer and this Dark Elf lineman out. Like, I don't think they were down. I don't think he took, like, picked them up so that they, like, I think they could have moved. So yeah, don't know why he left those two there. Like, it's better generally to take, like, the failed dodge is generally better than taking, like, getting blocked. Because, like, it's, like, 1 tackle zone makes it a 3+. And those are still pretty decent odds of him actually succeeding. So, I would have definitely... And, I mean, the lineman would have had a 2+ dodge to, you know, go for. Alright, Troll moves. Troll moves up. He picked up the Orc Blitzer there. He brought an assist for the Mighty Blow Blitzer. Takes down the Blitzer. No armor break. So, from a fairly bad position... the Dark Elves have managed to retake, I guess, their but yeah, now what? I think the answer to that question is he is going to punch this Dark Elf lineman with the Mighty Blow Frenzy guy. Hopefully take him down with 2 blocks, and if not, at least get a push, which would allow this Orc lineman to move next to the Frenzy lineman, which then allows him to get a 2-die blitz. Yep, there he goes. First block is just a push, which is fine. Second block is a push skull, which is, again, still fine. Not the best when you want to take down the elves and remove them, so not helping there. Yep, definitely the correct position to put that. And then the Orc lineman moves up. Okay, before the Orc lineman moves up, he takes a fairly non-essential block with the big gun there. He hasn't moved this big gun anywhere either. But I mean, he's probably going to take this big gun block first, because, I mean, if it's just a push, he can still get it. Yep. He now moves the lineman next to the wrestle lineman. Line elf, I guess. And then here comes the... that's... Again, not sure why he's taking these blocks. So he is forced to use his last reroll because he doesn't have block on that particular big one. Like, again, I feel that, like, these 2 blocks that he took over here, like, they were non-essential to him. Like, I think he has already kind of conceded that, yeah, the elves are gonna score. Okay, instead of just tagging, he goes for the much riskier one die blitz play. Doesn't get hurt, doesn't get screwed over by the dice there, but it is a both down, which means that nothing of relevance happens there. I mean, that kind of explains... I feel that, like, that explains why he went for the 2 dice over here, was because, okay, if he's gonna use his blitz as a, like, for, it was, what, a 3+3+, 2+ into a 1 die. Like, if that's the blitz plan, then yeah, sure, taking the 2 die is much more likely to succeed. So taking them first, but it's also still like non-essential. Okay, so he went for the blitz with the blitzer, didn't manage to take down the orc, and then genuinely think he should have just gone for the dodge rather than the blitz, because like he doesn't have a reroll, but he does have a reroll on the dodge, and it's a 2+ dodge anyway. Okay, Witch Elf does not recover from KO, which is good for the orcs, but the orcs don't have that much time. However, the orcs have a secret weapon, and that secret weapon is called a goblin, because throw teammate is indeed a thing. So even with only two turns remaining for the orcs, I mean, I wouldn't call it a fair shot, especially with no team rerolls left. But they do certainly like have the capability of still making a score. So let's see what the Dark Elves decide is a good defensive. The Dark Elves are going for... Okay. Lineman goes there. I mean, I would genuinely put the dodge lineman forward rather than have one of the 2 blitzers that don't have dodge there, but very wide and sort of like close-up defensive posture from the Dark Elves. And I mean, I also don't get the line of scrimmage setup that he went for. Like, the orcs have strength 4. Like, I think it would have been just better to like take the 2 edge spaces and then like the central space. Like, I think that would have been better than this particular, like, either that or go for the, you know, like tight grouping of 3 in the center. Like, either of them would have, I think, been like better for the Dark Elf defensive posture than this. But as I said, like, I wouldn't call myself like a Dark Elf expert by any means, or an Elf expert by any means either. So I could well be wrong on that. Right, so how are the orcs doing this? The orcs are... So there's 3 big ones on the line. Troll center of line. And the goblin is behind the troll there. Almost didn't see him because, you know, small stature. Changing weather, that is... What weather is that? No, that's perfect conditions. Okay. Was it something else? Like, it felt like it was... Like, maybe it was very sunny previously? Like, it feels like the lighting went a little down on the pitch, but that might just be me. Takes down the lineman in the center, takes down the lineman to the left here. Goes for the 2 die, gets both down skull. Thank God he did it with the big and blocker that has block, but does not manage to even move the Arc of Blitzer. Mighty Blow Frenzy guy moves forward. I'm gonna assume that the Blitzer over there is also gonna move forward. Like, he definitely needs to put at least 2 orcs into scoring distance if he can. And he moves the Mighty Blow guy over there. Okay. I don't get that. Okay, goes for the pickup, manages to pick up, goes for the handoff. Handoff successful. The ball is on the goblin now. Which is a good place for the ball to be, even if he doesn't go for, like, I'm gonna assume he doesn't go for the throw teammate option now. Oh. There is a game pause by Lehman Extras. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's nothing that's gonna disturb the completion of the game, or anything otherwise serious. Yeah, the Dark Elves look to be in a pretty bad spot. I'll be honest. Like when they were like sort of surrounded and hemmed in to the right sideline there, and there were definitely, like, I get not wanting to go into contact with orcs when you're any type of elf, but I just feel that, like, okay, pause has been the game has been resumed. Sorry. But yeah, yep, he moves the blitzer, and he fails the GFI, and he stuns himself. Okay, well, with the ball on the goblin, and that one blitzer there, he does have two different scoring threats. So that is something. And obviously, this is not, like, even if he doesn't score here, definitely not like a game-ending situation by any means. So, I think what the Dark Elves are going to do is they're going to probably bring this Witch Elf over here as an assist. Blitz with the wrestle lineman. Hopefully take him down. And then, okay, he brings in the dodge lineman instead, and he goes for the blitz with the... That's a lot more risky, I think. Okay, but he manages two pushes with it. Which means that the blitzer is now out of scoring range, and he still gets a 2-die on him with the wrestle lineman if he so wants. He can now get a 2-die with the blitzer over here as well, and disentangle from the big end blocker. But the thing is, yeah, he does recognize the need to also put up like a defense against the goblin throw. But I don't. Why is he leaving like this quadrant like open? Unless he's like, well, I'm going to. I'm just gonna dodge this lineman over there to block that cap. Okay, goes for it with the wrestle lineman. Alright. And he fails the 2+ dodge there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even need to blitz. The big unblocker here takes the 2-die on the lineman who is in contact with the troll. Only gets a push. Genuinely, push him over there. Follow that up. Tag this with somebody else, and then take another. I mean, okay, he goes. Fair enough. He doesn't need to use a blitz now. He punts that. Only gets a push there. Pushes him there. Still gets another 2-die. But the thing is, he needs to follow that up. And now he's getting in his own way. Like, that's the bad thing about it, is that now he's literally in his own way. Even if he removes this lineman. So now he also needs to remove this lineman with this big unblock. Or a blitz. And yeah, it's... And still just pushes. I mean, they're not turnovers, but this is not the block dice that you want or need for an Orc team trying to defeat some Dark Elves. But yeah, now he needs to go for, like... He's now out of the way, but again, now he's in his own way there. So, he needs to go for the 2-die block with this big unblocker that doesn't have block. Because there's nobody who can blitz this guy that does... Well, yeah, actually, no, absolutely not. He just goes for the blitz with the thrower. He moves there, takes the 2-die with the blitzer, because the thrower does have block on him. Even if he just gets a push, he at least gets him out of the way. Which allows the... I mean... Like, it's not like the troll is actually going to move forward or anything. So... He is essentially just clearing space, I guess, for the, like, in case the inaccuracy of the throw, like, goes really short. Nope, he goes for the throw instead. Makes sense. Does he make... Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on. What was that? Did he make the landing or did he not make the landing? Like, it looked like the model was standing up, but, like, considering that the ball bounced, still no KO recovery for the Dark Elves, even with the Bloodweiser. So that's good for the Orcs. Let's scroll that up there. Yeah, okay, yeah, so he rolled a 3, but he got a -2 on the landing, so he didn't actually land. The Goblin model just looked like it was standing there, so that's what confused me. But yeah, that, like, I was wondering, like, how do you land but then also drop the ball? Which is, you don't, is the answer to that. Alright, very, like, a default... Much more default looking, like compared to the previous one, this is a much more default looking defensive formation. Now, I think he's still, like, I was thinking that, okay, maybe he brings in the Orc lineman and retires the Goblin, like, back to the bench. But I think he's still, like, the Goblin is still probably going to stay on the pitch. Because, like, one, he's faster than the Orc lineman, and two, like, if things look dire, he can attempt another teammate throw play. And he's probably gonna be more conservative. Like, he's probably gonna be fairly conservative with his rerolls. This, like, just to ensure that he would hopefully at least have one reroll for the throw teammate play if he's forced to make it. But yeah, I think, like, unless the Orcs, like, really, like, put the pedal to the metal, or unless the Dark Elves manage to like, take the ball away from them and score a second touchdown, I think we're looking at a, like, because of, like, there has been exactly one removal this entire game, which is a KO'd Witch Elf. Oh, Emilius has paused the game this time. Hopefully, again, hopefully nothing serious, nothing that threatens the completion of the game, or otherwise. Interesting game so far. Again, like, the Orcs are definitely, like, the Orcs put a lot of pressure on the Dark Elves. But despite that, and despite all the blocks, like, the block dice, like, really in the last half, like, the block dice started just giving them pushes, and then definitely didn't get armor breaks. Like, especially considering he's got like two blitzers with Mighty Blow that he was using constantly. The fact that there's only one KO'd, like, Dark Elf is the, like, especially because, like, there's, what, 3 players that have a niggling injury. So the game has oh, and that's a blitz. That is a blitz where 4 elves get to move. The kick is deep though, so even if he wanted to, he can't get into, like, he cannot get close to the landing site. So, I mean, I think he is gonna snipe out at an Orc Blitzer, but I don't think, like, had it been a short kick, like, this could have been devastating for the Orcs, but it isn't. So that's the first player who moves. Dodge line elf moves to give an assist on the Blitzer there. Dark Elf Blitzer goes in, only gets a push, pushes him away from the lineman, and I'm gonna assume he's just gonna, rather than trying to sort of force, yeah, he's probably not gonna attempt to force pressure, especially with that Blitzer onto the backfield. I would personally be very tempted to just throw Silka's Ruin, like just throw him forward over there, like, just to have some presence, which he does do. I think that dodge was unnecessary, so he just did it for the style points, I think, because, like, he was like here, I think. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, like, he didn't need to make that dodge, but he just did it to style on him. That dodge, however, was necessary because, you know, it did shorten his way around. So he is exerting pressure in the backfield. Unfortunately, the Orcs do have a thrower, and the thrower is likely to be the Orc that he's going to try and pick up. So the strip ball on the Blitzer is not going to be relevant in at least this situation. But, like, having two blodgers in your backfield as the Orcs before you've even taken any hits on the line of scrimmage is not the greatest position you could ever be in. So, Orcs are moving decisively in the big unblocker, tagging the Blitzer there. The Blitzer who was in the backfield going next to the ball just in case there's, like, some catastrophic blocking dice incident. So there's at least one tackle zone on the ball, and then he goes for the blocks on the line of scrimmage, and that's again, like, mighty blow against a Dark Elf lineman who has a serious injury and just nothing. Like, the armor just holds. Big and blocker with block moves over there, attacks that Blitzer. I'm gonna assume that that's the blitz, like, that's where he is going to be making his blitz. He maneuvers that Blitzer over there to cut off the way for this Blitzer a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna assume that this Goblin is then going to go into the center there just to, like, essentially block up that hole and not use a valuable player to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna, yep, there he goes. And there's the blitz. No takedown. And that's he needs a POW here. He does not get a POW. I wouldn't re-roll this. Like, sure, you have 3 re-rolls and you want him to go down, but I just don't think so. But yeah, that's, yeah. Again, like, that's the poor man's tackle just sometimes fails to manifest. Like, surprisingly enough, blodge is actually, like, a useful combination of skills to have on a player. Like, it doesn't always feel that way. Sometimes it just feels like your opponent, like, just gets that POW. But in this game so far, the blodge of the Elves has definitely kept them in the game. Fails to pick up, manages to pick up with sure hands, and is relatively screened off here. The Troll does not go stupid, takes down a lineman, probably follows that up. Yep, absolutely. Down he goes. No armor break. And end of turn. Right. Not the best position for the Orcs. Like, having to be that far back. And having some Dark Elves already pressuring you from the get-go. So he is picking up. He is picking those up. He gets a 2 die now on the Mighty Blow Blitzer with the lineman who managed to stay upright. He brings in a Blitzer over there for whatever reason. I mean, okay, he brings in another Blitzer forward, just applying more pressure. I wonder where his blitz is gonna be. Like, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be this Blitzer who's gonna go. Like, now he kind of got in his way there, I think. But like, I think it's gonna be one. Ooh, yep, goes for the 2 die. 2 die against the Mighty Blow guy. Yep, follows that up. Makes sense. Takes him down. But yeah, like so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean he's got 7 movements, so the fact that he kind of got in his own way there, I don't think matters. I mean, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yep. I think that was what he was trying to go for. I guess was that he was gonna get him. He was gonna get this Blitzer over to the thrower, and then he was gonna go for a 2 die from the back there, I think. So, but unfortunately, that was a Snake Eyes. Sometimes the dodge doesn't save you from a 1. Okay. First one to move, this Blitzer, then this big unblocker. I'm gonna assume, yep, that. So he's gonna build his cage for the thrower over there. Then it's a question of what's gonna happen with this Blitzer and what's gonna happen with that Goblin. So he goes for the block there. Surprised that he went for the Blitzer. Like, and Frenzy just not getting the job done. Like, I figured that he was gonna go for a big and block first. But does free up that big one. Gets his. That's a pretty decent cage. That's a pretty decent cage. I feel that this big and blocker goes after the Witch Elf, and now he gets the POW. When even a both down would have sufficed, now he gets the POW. Witch Elf goes down. No armor break. And the Troll, yeah, you don't want to, like, this is not good enough for a reason to. I mean, I know why he did that block. The Troll wanted to get the lineman down, and then he could push the Blitzer on the ground and free him to go do something. But, like, just genuinely, like, the Troll should not be relied upon, even with 2 die blocks, unless you really have to. Like, I feel that it would have just been, probably just would have been better of, like, him standing up the Mighty Blow Blitzer here, and then, like, he could have freed up the Troll. Like, that's the thing, is that, like, instead of freeing up the Mighty Blow Blitzer here, he could have freed up the Troll instead. And I was curious, like, I am kind of curious why he decided to not move the big and blocker here after, like, taking down the Witch Elf, because, like, I feel that, like, tagging this Blitzer here would have probably been the better play, like, just tagging him from behind there. Okay, that's a double skull on the Blitz there, and now he just gets a push, and that is, well, the Dark Elves aren't getting everything their way. Definitely not. Doesn't follow that up. Yep, I feel that he probably would have followed that up had he actually managed to take down the Blitzer, but with him being up and available, okay, he still goes there. Okay. Okay. Witch Elf goes there, and yeah, okay. Why are you not picking up the line elf, like, that's on the line of skirmish? Like, surely his job is just gonna be there to tag the big and blocker, the Troll, and this guy. Like, you have a prone line elf there. Like, why are you not picking him up? Why are you doing these more risky things first? Also, you definitely need to tag this big and blocker. So he goes to the back to annoy and tag them and annoy them. Yep, makes sense. He's applying a lot of pressure to the Orcs now. But this can also easily backfire on him because, well, the Orcs are going to get 2-die blocks. And instead of tagging the big unblocker, he screens him? Question mark? Like, why does he think that the big blocker, and he doesn't tag this guy either, doesn't, like, freeze up this blitzer, freeze up the untrained, I don't get, like, I do not get how Emilius plays this game. Like, I feel that he's, like, avoiding, like, he's going hard contact here, which is, I think, the correct choice, but he's avoiding contact, and I think he's gonna pay for it, because, like, the fact that this big and blocker is just entirely free to wander around, this big and blocker with block is free to just wander around as he pleases, and, like, even this blitzer, like, from the ground, like, he can actually, like, just get an easy assist there, or cancel that assist, like, easy. I don't get. Like, he could have at least forced him to take a 2-die block with this big and blocker, which means that he isn't free, and, like, potentially, like, because he doesn't have block on it, could potentially at least force a reroll, right? So, I don't get it. I mean, obviously, again, like, he's been, like, his team has taken, like, a lot of hits, and it could be that he's more interested in trying to preserve what's left of his team, and thus not get hit, like, unnecessarily, rather than being that interested in victory, which is an entirely fine way of thinking about it. Yeah, he takes the push there. Don't think that's the correct place to push him, though. I mean, he will get a... No, he won't get a 2-die on that. Like, that's the thing. He won't get a 2-die on that. And now he won't get a 2-die on the other blitzer, either. Like, he can get a 2-die... He can get a 2-die with this big and blocker, like, to remove this blitzer. But, like, what does that matter? Like, now he needs to bring this big and blocker over to give an assist there, if you... But, like, and then he can take it... Yeah, now he moves him there. He can get a 2-die with the blitzer here, against that blitzer. Okay, and he takes him down, sure. And then now he can get a 2-die with the other blitzer, but, like, now he's in his own way with the big and blockers here. Like, why not just push this guy, instead of pushing him here, push this guy there? Oh, and he's gonna reroll that. Okay, he does manage to take down the blitzer. Does use a team reroll for it. He's running out of time. Like, his bonus time is close to running out. He needs to make quick decisions now, or he is gonna be facing a tragedy. Like, I think what he needs to blitz with the thrower, I think, to get that's okay. He goes for the blitz there. Makes sense. Sure. Take the boat down. Why are you not taking the boat down there? Okay. Move, like, you need to take a 2-die there. Yep, you take the 2-die there, only get a push, follow it up, and, like, the thrower doesn't get to move. He ran out of time. I mean, I can't fault him for that, in that, like, he can take, like, even a veteran coach can get taken off guard by the, like, because, like, you don't really think about it, right? Like, you don't really think about turns as two-minute turns. You think about them, like, a lot of people just think about them as, like, 4-minute turns, but it is just, like, it is 2 minutes, and then you're on your extra time, which is finite, which does, like, and it doesn't replenish, right? So, like, yeah, but it can be, like, it's not the worst in this case. Like, it happened here that he ran out of time. Like, the ball carrier is still in a decent-ish like he's gonna get one like the Dark Elves are gonna get a 1-die on the ball carrier, which is not the best, but at least he's got sure hands, so the strip ball doesn't affect them. But yeah, this is he goes for the what? Okay, so he goes for 2-die into a 1-die. Okay, and the 1-die does pay out. Does manage to take him down. How does that help him, though? I mean, frees up the wrestle guy. Like, yeah, it does free up the wrestle guy, but, like, what's he gonna do? Dodge into tackle zones to like, the wrestle guy's never gonna be able to make, like he'd need to dodge there to be able to make a blitz against a ball. Like, it is just, like, this is the blitz that you do. So I don't get what that achieved for him. Like, it worked out, obviously, after, like, on the 1-die. Even though, but, yep, he goes for it. Only gets a push. I don't think, yeah, you're not re-rolling that. That's the wrong place to put him. You could have gotten another 1-die there. Like, you could have gotten another 1-die, because, like, you already used your blitz there. Had he pushed him there, and then the wrestle guy moves over to, like, over there to cancel out the assist from the blitzer, you get at least another 1-die. He is more surrounded now than he would be then, but, and he moves him there to, I don't get that placement. And then he goes for the 1-die. And he goes for the 1-die on the mighty blow frenzy blitzer, which is like non-essential. And then he doesn't follow that up either. Okay, so I think Lehman has definitely realized that he needs to be decisive. He needs to be swift with his decisions here. So he's alright, so that's a seriously hurt. That's a seriously hurt. So that is just an MNG. It is not a niggle. Apothecary used. Doesn't save him from it, so it is still just like, I don't think I would have used an apple on that, I'll be frank. Witch Elf gets punched, gets powed. No armor break. That's only the second removal of a Dark Elf so far. So, alright. Lehman only has 1 minute 10 left. Takes that 2-die block. Gets a push, which is fine, question mark. Oof, okay. Needs a team reroll there, and yep, only gets a push. Does mean that he gets another 2-die there. Alright, there's the POW. Absolutely follows that up with the blitzer. Which allows him to get a 2-die on the other blitzer there as well. Definitely needs to pick up. Yep, definitely needed to pick up that guy. Yep, correct placement as well, I think. Picks up the big one there. Now he takes the 2-die, gets a POW. Probably there. Yep, absolutely. Follow up. Okay, fair enough. No follow up on that. No armor break still. And then he's got this mighty blow guy, and he's got the troll. The troll manages to move by himself with no assistance there, and then he runs out of time. Okay. Yeah, this is I mean, the elves are putting like a lot of pressure on the orcs, and they already did that kind of with okay, so he goes for the 1-die there. Doesn't manage to take him down. Doesn't manage to push. He's definitely gonna push him next. Okay. I mean, I'm I'm gonna assume here that he's gonna go for the 1 die with the wrestle piece next. Yep, he does. That's a skull. And that is a takedown. That is a takedown on the Orc Thrower. I'm gonna assume that he's gonna punt him there. He's clearly not in a position to recover the ball, really. And that's ooh, and that's a dead thrower. That is a dead Orc Thrower. I'm gonna assume that the Apo is gonna be used here. Apo's gonna be used. And he gets to live another day. No injury in the end. But that is only the 3rd removal of the game, and that is a very important removal. That is a very important removal because I think that reduced the amount of rerolls he even had by 1. Not 100% on that, but I think he had 2. But yeah, the blitz is used. The thrower being out is bad for the Orcs, and like the ball is in their backfield. They have not managed to get anywhere with the ball, and it's gonna be their turn 13 next. So yeah, this is not looking good for the Orcs. Witch Elf manages to dodge out. He marks the Frenzy Mighty Blow guy with the Dark Elf lineman. Dodge. There's 2 tackle zones on the ball. And he fails it. Just a regular? Yeah, that was a 2 SPP, no injury on him, lineman who failed a dodge and died. So okay, not what you want to see really. Okay, he takes the 2-die block there. Wrestle lineman goes down. Yep, he doesn't follow that up. Also gets a stun on him, which is useful. 2-die there, gets a pow on the bludger. That's definitely something that he needed to get. Definitely something he needed to get. No armor break there. So he's gonna blitz with the blitzer there. Take a 2-die. Hopefully he gets like he just needs a push. He blitzes there, and then takes the yeah, and then gets a pow on the other blodger as well. Okay, so now the blodge has apparently stopped working. And that's scary when the Dark Elves have already used up their ammo. Makes the pickup, which is important. Needs to move forward. Yep, and unfortunately, that's probably the correct place. And he doesn't have block on that big gun. Oh, he is forced to use a reroll there. Probably the wrong big gun to even block with, really. He did have a block big gun there. Like, block there first, but, yeah. So, Mighty Blow only manages a push there. Still remains next to the troll. Does free up this block big gun. Goes for the block with the troll. I guess so that the biggin can move more freely. A little risky, but like at this stage, like he probably needs to. He's only got 10 seconds left. Takes the 2-die there, only gets a push. Definitely follows that up, I think. Yep. Doesn't take the 1-die over. Yep. All right. So definite improvement in the Orc situation, but he still only has 3 turns left. And he only has the 2 minutes of each turn left to do. So he is in a good position over in the sense that, like, yes, the Dark Elves can probably get a 1-die on the Blitzer. Potentially even a 2-die, really. And, like, depends on how, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's not... They don't have the best... They definitely don't have the best of paths for it, but if they want a 2-die on the ball carrier, they can get a 2-die with a bunch of dodging and some GFIs. But I would genuinely expect him to just go for the 3+ dodge into a 1-die. Rather than any... How would maybe... That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, honestly, I'd probably like this dodge lineman. 3 plus, 3 plus, 2 plus, and then he doesn't need to make any GFIs. Okay, he dodges him away, makes another one. Even with GFIs, he doesn't get the assist there, so I don't know what this accomplishes. Like, I just genuinely don't know what that accomplishes. And he... Why? Why would you... I mean, why would... What? Okay. Well, he took the 2-die against... He took the 2-die with the Witch Elf against the Goblin, and he removes the Goblin with a KO. And that's a smashed knee on a Blitzer with 4 SPP. Smashed knee being minus movement. So, yeah. If the Dark Elf team was beat up before, it's oh boy. Ah, yep, that does explain it, Lehman. If he's having like internet connectivity issues, like that does very much explain why he ran out of time, and that's always unfortunate when that's the case for it. But yeah, again, I did not at all agree him using the obviously using the Apo on the MNG just is asking for trouble a lot of the time. Like, it wasn't a crucial. It's not like it was crucial for the drive for him to, and it wouldn't even really help, right? Like, if it was a KO that you turned into a stun, that might actually help you this drive, but, like, turning an MNG into potentially, like, a player that gets back when it wasn't, like, super-duper valuable of a player is just not the correct way to go about things. Okay. And that's a dead elf as well. Jesus, alright. Well, I was talking about how the elves haven't been removed despite best efforts by the orcs so far, and, well, the game listened, and this is it. I mean, that line elf was at least, was probably going to get, like, what was probably going to be, replaced or recycled at some point, because he did have that niggling injury, but, like, this is just terrible. Like, a dead line elf that didn't have a niggling injury and 2 SPP even. That, like, a smashed knee on a Blitzer that has 4 SPP, which means that he's definitely gonna get rotated out at some point. He didn't even manage to, like, actually bring back the Blitzer he used the Apo on. So, yeah, genuinely, I'm surprised that he is still going into contact. Like, with your numbers reduced so much, and the ball where it is, I would have genuinely expected him to, just go, like, for the 1-1 draw. Okay. I think... Why are you... I figured that he followed that up because he would have tried to go for the, like, dodge, and then there. Because I think he just barely might have had the movement to do that. I think he was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block. No, he wouldn't have. So, I don't know why he followed up on that. Yep, just moving the Blitzer first, absolutely. Moving the people who cover for the Blitzer. Like, he is slightly in danger of the Witch Elf. But, like, yeah, he just needs to get a push on the Witch Elf. And, yeah, he just needs to get a push on the blodging Blitzer as well. And he's absolutely walling the elves off as well. So, yeah, Alright, here comes the Frenzy Mighty Blow, and he gets a boat down, which he's gonna take, because, yeah. And That's a KO on the Witch Elf, which does at least mean that she's safe. Like, she's not, like an injury there would have been, like, would have just been, like, that would have been more than cruel by the game. Doesn't take him down because Blodge actually works this time. Follows that up to keep them in that scrum, but that does mean that there is no Dark Elf on the field that can threaten the ball carrier. So that is going to be a 1-1. Well, maybe saying that it's going to be a 1-1 draw is a little premature at this point, but I think like the Dark Elves really should just try to like extricate themselves from the position that they are in. So this Blitzer should definitely dodge to get an assist there. Then he gets a 2-die with the wrestle guy. Hopefully takes him down. Maybe brings this guy to assist so that he can blitz with his actually like his most important blitzer, take down the big unblocker, and then just like run away. Unless he wants to sort of try to bait Lehman into unless he wants to try and bait Lehman into taking blocks that he doesn't need to be taking when he really should just... Oh, he instead just decides to take a 1-die there, which... Huh? Okay, he takes a 1-die there, which works out. Is he gonna... He's gonna follow that up. Okay. I have a feeling that he's gonna... Is he gonna go for a foul? Is he gonna foul that guy? Maybe? Like, surely he's gonna take a blitz first, but like... Okay, no, he's just going for the blocks. But like, that doesn't help you at all, because the troll still gives you an assist, and the other lineman is nowhere near to help. Okay, you do that. If you were gonna do that, you really should do that with the Blitzer, who has block. Unless he had a specific well, I mean, he's got 5 SPP, so if he got an injury, then he'd be that much closer to his second skill. But yeah, Lehman isn't gonna be taking any chances here, and he just scores the 1-1 for the draw. There is gonna be obviously still a kickoff, so one of the Witch Elves, which I think was the Witch Elf that was... Yeah, I think it was Serad who had stayed out so far. So Serad finally decides to get herself back up from KO, but even like there's still a chance that the kickoff result is going to be like turning back the clock for a turn, which would make it theoretically possible for the Dark Elves to score a 2-1 winner. But like, there's not a lot of Elves left, and there's still a full team of Orcs left. So yeah, even if that happens, I wouldn't give much. Like, I really wouldn't give them like a big, like massive chances of pulling it off. So yeah, what is he? So he pulls 2 Dark Elf linemen to the very back. Oh. Okay. I mean, surely if you're doing this, surely the Blitzer shouldn't be in the center there. Like, surely it's a lineman, right? Like, this formation, I think, like, is gonna be like, oh, if I manage to, like, if there's a turn back the clock, I want to be able to. No, it's get the ref. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Dark Elves are not gonna be scoring another touchdown. The Orcs are definitely not scoring another touchdown. So now it's just a question of, okay, where are the Dark Elves going to go for a vanity pass, and where are they going to blitz? And the answer is they're gonna blitz Ugor collateral damage, I think. Unless they're going for the, like, unless they want, like, the Witch Elf then goes around there. Nope, they are going for the big and blocker. Well, makes sense. Alright, they take down the big and blocker. No damage inflicted. Close on the armor, but no damage. He is going to try for the Vanity Pass there. Makes sense, because, I mean, why not, right? Definitely should have moved, like, there were, like, well, fair enough. If he manages the 5+ pass for the Vanity Pass, then sure. But definitely should have just moved somebody closer there, rather than having to go for the 5+. But, yeah. 1-1 draw. It was looking really bad in the sense of losing the game for both teams there at different times. But yeah, the Dark Elves definitely got the worst of it in the end. They just, yeah, I hate to talk for the coach or whatever, but I think that is just a dead Dark Elf team. Like, I don't think it's worth playing that team like past this season. But yeah, it was a very good game in the sense that, like, there was constantly things going on, and like both coaches were definitely applying the pressure to one another, like with their respective teams. So it was definitely not a boring match to witness. So well played to both of the coaches. I felt that the coaches were fairly equal, like, in terms of skill there, and obviously internet issues is never great. Like, it does lessen the enjoyment of the game for the coaches, but thankfully there wasn't, like, any big issues in the sense that that they would need to, like, replay the game or whatever. But yeah, well, one of the things that we definitely want to go and check is who got the MVP, because I am definitely interested in that. So that was I think this is this was the. So let's see what do they say about the MVP. We should be able to find that in the history, right? Yeah. History. MVP goes to a Niggled Blitzer, so he at least gets a skill up there. And the Big and Blocker with 2 SPP and Block gets the MVP, so he is 2 SPP away. Yep, 2 SPP away from another skill, which is probably going to be Guard. So, I mean, again, like a Niggled Blitzer, but, like, with the team being in the state that it is, like, if like, he decides to recycle the team and start anew next season, I mean, at least he gets to choose the skill for the Blitzer now, so is probably going to be useful for the couple of games that he has left. And obviously, Biggins, like, Orc players generally do absolutely want the MVPs to be landing on the Biggins. But yeah, that was that was a roller coaster of a match. I was, like, at certain points it looked really bad for the Elves. On their drive, they were getting bullied into a corner, and it was looking pretty bad. And then on the flip side, on the Orc drive, the Orcs were getting stuck in their own backfield, like, not even at the line of scrimmage, but just their own backfield. And yet they both teams managed to pull it through. Obviously, wouldn't want to see that many permanent injuries in a game. Like, had they all been badly hurt, then fine. I feel that, like, this would have been a game that both coaches could agree was, like, a tough, hard fought and still, like, a nice game. But with what happened to the Children of Darkness, and especially considering, like, the damage they had already taken, yeah, not not the greatest of outcomes for them. Yes, Lieben, definitely was an enjoyable game to watch. Yeah, that makes sense. Turn 5 or 6 internet starts slowing down. Yeah, that's never like, especially prolonged sort of lag is never enjoyable to deal with. So, but yeah, I enjoyed watching the game. I was like, as I said, it was a roller coaster of a game. I was convinced at times that the Dark Elves were definitely going to lose the game, and then I was convinced that the Orcs were going to lose the game, and it ended up being a 1-1 draw after all. Which, like, on the scoreboard, again, I definitely feel was a justified result. Like just blank 1-1, both coaches can be kind of happy with, but the damage done to the Children of Darkness is gonna definitely make this a bitter one for Emilius. Less so for Lehman Russ, who, again, like, that's a decent amount of, like, injury SPP that you got as well. So I'm sure you're happy for the development of your boys. But that is it for this stream. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope everybody else also enjoyed that game of Blood Bowl, and hope you'll be here for the next stream as well, when we should be... I'm probably going to have another Blood Bowl stream, see if there's anyone else who's still having a late game for this match day, or potentially getting like one of the early games of next match day out and spectated. My own match day 8 is going to be on Thursday, so definitely going to be streaming that one. And but yeah, thank you all for watching. As I always say, good day, good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever happens to be the time of day for you. Have a good one.